What I need to do also is just tell you that we're going to conduct this by roll call. Typically it's a paper ballot, but because we're virtual, we're going to be doing this by roll call. I also have two items that Naomi asked me to just review. What I need to do also to the WRSD just tell you bylaws. That we're going to conduct again this by roll call. Specific language. It says paper ballot, but Naomi feels as though because we're virtual, we're going to be doing this by roll call. I also have two items that Naomi asked me to just review. What I need to do also to the WRSD just tell you that we're going to conduct again this by roll call. Specific language. It says paper ballot, but Naomi feels as though because we're virtual, we're going to be Section 13 of the amended members of the committee, and if not, may be reimbursed for their work. This organizational meeting shall be posted at least 14 days in advance. Section 3, Chair, Vice Chair. No member may be elected as the chair of the committee unless said member has served on the committee for at least 2 years prior to assuming the office of the chair. No member may be elected as the vice chair of the committee unless said member has served on the committee for at least 2 years prior to assuming the office of the vice chair. The offices of chair and vice chair shall be for a term of 1 year, and they may not succeed themselves more than 3 additional times. Should the chair be unable to complete the 1-year term of office, the vice chair shall assume all duties and responsibilities of the chair to the completion of the 1-year term. Should the vice chair be unable to complete the 1-year term of office for reasons including being elevated to the position of chair, then the committee at its next regular meeting shall elect a vice chair. Should the chair and vice chair vacate the positions simultaneously, the committee at its next regular scheduled meeting shall elect a chair and vice chair to serve the balance of the 1-year term. So you can also see all of these bylaws on the WRSDC website. So I would now like to accept nominations for chair of the committee.
I nominate Megan
I would like
Weeks.
to nominate
Oops, sorry.
Megan Weeks.
Okay, so we have a nomination for Megan Weeks and Linda Long-Belial. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, second. Are there any other nominations? Seeing none, Rebecca, do you want to take the roll call votes?
I do. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to just go by last names. Amos?
Abstains? I don't know anyone?
Point of order, there's a question with a hand raised.
There's
Yes,
a
I
question?
can.
Okay.
Yes.
I didn't see that. Okay, go ahead. Who is the question?
It looked like Malaya raised her hand.
Yeah.
Well, I
So
saw
this
that
is Carl. I
saw
was going
Carl.
to. Yeah, I was going to nominate Megan as well. So I'm good.
Okay. All right.
I was actually going.
or email, and we were just told to complete an assignment during the week. The due dates were strict, but they tended to be on Fridays, which meant that we could cram work in all the way during the night, and we could just submit it at midnight. And I did that. I can't really hide that. But I don't think it was a very effective way of remote learning because obviously because of COVID-19, no buses, there's no point of waking up early to do the work. Our schedule gets ruined and it doesn't feel like we're doing school anymore. I really wanted to do or have some sort of like live classes. And yes, my teachers did do a little bit of that. I know that one of my teachers definitely did, but that was like from the afternoon. And so I didn't think it was as effective as normal classes where you would wake up around 7, have like 30 minutes of hanging out with your friends, and then have classes start again about 10 minutes later. And I was also kind of curious why that never happened, because it's just a Zoom or a Google Classroom meeting that we would just rotate through every single day, and the teachers would rotate through every single day. That way, we could still have all of our teachers still teaching us, and we wouldn't have had to lay off any of them either, as I heard happened. I also learned about how ignorant I was about what was going on in this district because I actually didn't know that many of our teachers were laid off until a few days ago, or yeah, so. I look forward for further meetings and the rest of the school year. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I know Catherine's having some connectivity issues. Catherine, are you on right now?
I think I saw that she left the meeting.
Yeah, she's been on and off, but I want to make sure she has her time if she wants it. Give her another few seconds. And then when
It looks like she's on, but she's on mute.
she's back on, she says 1 second. Catherine, whenever you have time.
Can you see me?
I can see you.
I'm so sorry. My computer is like going on and off and everything's just like not working. I couldn't hear you guys for a while. So
Don't worry.
and can you guys hear me now?
I got you loud and clear.
Okay, thank you. Hi, I just want to introduce myself. I'm Kate. I'm a senior. I live in Paxton. Well, I'm going to be a senior. I'm just really excited for this opportunity, and I'm hopeful for what the year is going to be like. Just a little bit about me. I'm in NHS. I'm an active member of student council. I'm also on the golf team. I'm in science seminar as well, and a bunch of other science clubs. I think just like the only basic thing with the student body is we're awaiting our schedules for next year, and we're just like eagerly awaiting what the school year is going to look like. But besides that, there's not really much going on, and we're just excited to see what the year is going to look like.
Awesome. Thanks so much. It's so nice to meet you. Superintendent McCall, when you're ready, I guess. No more mistakes tonight, I promise.
I'm not gonna hold you to that. Kenichi and Catherine, welcome. Thank you so much for sharing some of your insights, and we really look forward to hearing how everything's going from your vantage point as we kind of go through this together. So, one of the things that I wanted to start talking about was exactly what Kenichi and Catherine started to talk about was, what might the fall look like? So the commissioner did put out some recommendations early or at the end of the week last week. I had another conference call with him this afternoon with other superintendents. And what they're asking superintendents to do, school districts to do, is really come back to them with a plan that has 3 different ways in which we could possibly return to school. One would be going back to school full bore. Everyone's there with PPE, just like we had prior to COVID. The other one would be a hybrid model where maybe it would be a week on, a week off, where half the school would be in for a week at a time and the other half would come in the following week. That's one example. And the commissioner has used the week on, week off example many times. So typically when he says something several times, it's something that they're leaning toward. And then the final one is really remote learning, similar to the way we did it this spring. The issue would be us developing a much better plan of action for how to deal with this, because everyone was kind of caught in the same type of situation in terms of having this just come out of nowhere and then not being able to really plan it out the way that school districts typically plan things out, which typically takes years. So one of the things that we've done as a school district is we've pulled together our task force, and I've asked Director Keenan to talk a little bit tonight, if you don't mind, about the advisory task force, because they did meet several times, individual groups as well as the whole group. And I did want to give them the opportunity to just talk about where they are with the process. The great thing about what they did was that it's aligned nicely with what the commissioner put out last week. There will be more guidance around some other things that are going to be coming up in the next couple of weeks. And again, the big push for us right now is really looking at how we could maneuver some of these different types of situations, maneuver through them in terms of social spacing, social distancing, our transportation to and from school, how we might end up looking at a learning platform outside of school if there is an online component that has to occur. So all of those things are also under consideration. But Director Keenan, could you talk a little bit about the advisory committee?
Absolutely, and thanks for giving me the opportunity. Just briefly, to give people an idea of who was on the task force, we had a great stakeholder group of about 34 people that represented different community groups and also parents. So we had central office administration, school administration, faculty and staff from the district,